Hi, this is James with Epilog. Thanks for joining us today. For today's sample, we're going to be taking a look at how to engrave a Maglite flashlight. Now, we could easily just add a name to the flashlight. What we're going to do is make it even more customized by creating a graphic that loops 5 times around the piece for a full wrap engraving and engrave the name at the same time. The difficulty with this type of file setup is once it engraves the name, will the looping graphic wrap over that name again? So we want to make sure we miss that area. We'll be showing you how to set up this file type for a really fantastic sample. Let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is figure out our engraving area. So I'm going to measure from just below the cap right to where it starts to flare out. So using a ruler, I can see that is 9 and 6/16 inches. So that's going to be my page width. Now for the page height, I need to know the circumference of the piece. So I'll use some calipers and measure the diameter first, which is 1.55 inches. Now I can go into my calculator, type that in, and I'll multiply that by pi, 3.141, and that'll give me the circumference. So 4.87 inches is going to be my circumference. So I'll write that down just so I have it. Now, if I actually set that as my page height, the flashlight's going to turn 1 time. So if I have a looping graphic, it's going to loop 1 time around it. I want to do this one 5 times, so I'm going to multiply that by 5. And that gives me 24.34 inches. So that's my page height. So now that we've got our page size set up, we're ready to get our graphic ready. So this is the graphic we're going to use. We can see that the left and the right side are the same. So it's a repeating graphic, so we can duplicate it with no seam. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this, well, first I'm going to resize it. So I'll go ahead and set this to 1 inch tall. Then I'm going to turn it the way I want it to be on the flashlight. So I'm going to do it in the angle where when I'm holding the flashlight in my hand, the graphic looks the correct way. Now we're ready to duplicate it. So I can see the graphic's 4.745 inches tall. So I'm going to set my duplicate distance to negative 4.745. Select the graphic, just duplicate that over and over again until it's longer than the page. Now for a rotating graphic, what I'm going to do is set it up from the top left corner in a diagonal down to the bottom right. So as it engraves, it's going to turn the piece and just keep following that around, and you get a nice even looping graphic. So I'll group that together, put that all the way to the edge here. I'll select that again so I'm in rotation mode. I can grab this target, move that right up to the top corner, and rotate it over here. Now I'm going to clean up the graphic a little bit so I'm not starting on a straight line. So I'll ungroup everything and just clean up that graphic a little bit. So now we've got the graphic all set up. The next thing I'll do is I need to measure where I actually want to engrave the piece. So I want to do it on the center of the textured area. So I know that's going to be over here at 3 and 6/16. So I'll set up a guideline for that. Oops. And the other side's going to be at 7 and 6/16. So set up that one. So that's going to tell me the area where I want to center my graphic or my text. So I'm going to go ahead, draw a little box here, and then do my text in the center of that. So we'll do this for Richard. Choose our font. And I'll set that up to be about 40 point font. And then I'm just going to center that in that box. Now this is our danger zone, basically. The laser is going to come across and it's going to engrave this name, but then it'll continue to engrave this looping graphic. So in here, this is where it could theoretically run over the Richard again. So we want to make sure it doesn't. So I'm just going to change my box down to a little bit outside of my graphic. Say I want to make sure that I don't engrave any of that area all the way across the page. So I know that, let's go ahead and move that up to the very top of the page. So I know that I don't want to engrave that area, so this is going to hit the name every time we go through the circumference of the piece. Now our circumference was 4.86 inches, so I can take that and I can duplicate that negative 4.86 inches down the page and see exactly where that'll hit each time around. So right now I've got these two areas where it's going to hit. Now to make it a little bit simpler, a lot of times what I'll do is actually, let's go ahead and get rid of these. I'm going to put my main piece right into the middle of that danger zone. I'll give that box a white area so that I know that it's not going to engrave there. Now I can duplicate that down and see if I'm going to hit in that area. It looks like I'm barely going to, but we'll go ahead. Leave a box there, take off the outline so it won't engrave there. And then we'll do the same thing up. So I'll go positive 4.86, duplicate my box up. And I'm going to hit it just a tiny bit right there. So let's go ahead and turn off that outline. Okay, that looks good. Now all I have to do is just turn off the outline on that box, and our graphic's good to go. So now we need to make sure we don't hit the button on the piece as well. So I'm going to draw a little box up here. I know the button size is 0.68 inches, so I'll go ahead and make this that size. Move that right to the top of the page, and that's going to be 8.25 inches over. So now I can just duplicate that down the page as well. Just see every time that we will hit that button, just to make sure we're never going to actually engrave over the button. That looks good. So I can get rid of those boxes. Now when we set the flashlight up on the rotary attachment, what I'm going to do is set it up so that the button is right at the top at that same location, and that way I know I'm safe there. We're ready to send this over to the laser. So I'll just go ahead and print it, the Epilog engraver. Now I've got my rotary attachment on, and I just need to set my page height, which was 24.34 inches. And I've set my centering point to top left. So you can see from the target here, this is where it's actually going to start engraving. It's an easy position for us to find on the flashlight itself. Now I'll set up my speed and power settings. So I'm going to use different speed and power than I normally do on anodized because the Maglites tend to be a very hard anodized piece, so it's a little more difficult to get through it. I'm running this on a Edge 2480 watt, so I'm going to run that at 100% power, and you're probably going to want to use 100% power regardless of the wattage you're using, and just adjust your speed. So I'm going to go to 80% speed and 400 dpi and click print. So we already have the rotary set up in here, and I've got my flashlight ready to go. I've removed the lens side, and I've actually added batteries inside as well to help weigh it down. So let's go ahead and set that right on the rotary and check that it's level, which it is. So next I'll focus the table. So I can just raise or lower the table until that's just touching. And finally, we'll set our home position. So I'm just going to move this over. We chose top left, so I want that right at the edge of that lid there. Now I can click centering point. And I also want to position the button right at the top of that same line because that's where we measured out the button spacing. Okay, we're ready to start our engraving. So now we have a really fantastic piece here. The looping engraving looks great on the Maglite, and you can see that we've missed the name perfectly with how we've set up the graphic. I hope you found this tip helpful for how to use your rotary attachment in a full looping, full wrap engraving. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe so you find out when the latest videos are coming out from Epilog, and be sure to join us again. Thanks, and have a great day.